come on.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I did this look that I'm wearing right now. This is actually the look that I was wearing in my DIY balayage hair video, and it was requested that I do a tutorial on it, so here we are. In that particular video, I was wearing the same shirt, so I went ahead and put it back on because I did do the look that day based off of this shirt. If you don't watch my vlogs, this is one of my favorite shirts ever. I call it my grandma's shirt because it's very, very grandma-y, but I just love how soft and comfy it is, and I love the muted pastel colors. So in that video, I wanted to match the pastel pink in this shirt, so I did my eyes and my lips and everything based off of that. This look is pretty easy. It's just bronze, dewy skin with some pops of pastel pink on the lips and the eyes, as well as the pop of the glitter in the center of the lid. I'm super happy with how it came out. It's pretty simple and easy, so I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Okay, so I have you zoomed in really nice and close so that you can see the details of the eye. I've never used this lens to film before, so I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I might kind of go in and out of focus just because I'm not used to it, so just bear with me. So to start out on the eyes, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to prime my eyelids and just put a dab of that on both and then the inner corner as well. And then I'm going to take my Beauty Blender and blend that out. Next for my eyes, I'm going to dip into this super light shade in the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I'm going to set my concealer on my eyes with that. For this look, I only used two eyeshadow brushes. They are the M330 and the M443 by Morphe. Next, I'm going to go back in the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I'm going to dip into this light brown shade and then this shade next. And I'm just going to take both of those. And the first really light one, I'm just going to kind of buff that all over my eyelid up into the crease. I'm just using that same light tan color going over my lid and crease one more time. Next, I'm dipping into Smarty Pants, which is that next brown shade that I showed you. And I'm going to buff this on the same brush just into the crease lightly, and I'm going to keep it down farther than the first shade that we put on, so I'm just hugging it really tightly in this crease line. And I'm going to do it mostly on the outer corner, bringing it up to my crease, and then when a lot of the product is off, I'm going to bring it on the inner corner as well. I'm going to go back in with that same shade and just do that one more time just to deepen it up a little bit. This look is very, very simple and easy to do. I didn't use a lot of products. I only used two brushes. So if you're just starting out, or if you're someone that doesn't know a lot about makeup, or maybe you don't have a lot of makeup, then this is a look that will be perfect for you. It's super easy to do. When I get to the outer corner, I'm really buffing that out and blending that out past my eyelid a little bit, just to give it a really nice smoked out, blended out effect on the outside of the eye. Now I'm going to go in with that same Smarty Pants shadow and my other Morphe brush, the M443. I'm going to buff that deeper into the crease. So this brush is smaller and more dense, so it helps to keep that product like right in this crease area. Whereas the brush we were using before, more of a blending brush, so it helped to get the product up and blended, but this time we just want to keep it really low in the crease and just kind of deepen that. So since I did kind of do a halo eye type of look in that video, I am bringing the product on the outside, and then once there's less product on the brush, bringing it into the crease and then bringing it on the inner corner right here as well. So as you can tell, it's just a very blown out, subtle, neutral look so far. So next I'm going to go in with this bottom shade in the Tartelette in Bloom palette. It's a really pastel pinky mauve shade. So I'm going to go in with that same more dense M433 brush, and I'm going to place this on the outer corner and build it up, and then when there's less product on my brush, I'm going to drag it into the crease a little bit and then on the inner corner. I'm going to focus this color mostly on the outer corner and the inner corner and just build it up until I can kind of see this slight pastel pink mauve shade that I want. With how light my skin tone is, I have to be really careful with like pinky red shades because they can make me look sickly real fast. So I just wanted kind of a slight muted pink tint to the outer and inner corner on this look, because if I did go all in with this color alone, I would look sickly. So my camera just completely played me and stopped recording. So I didn't get to show you what I did for the rest of the eyes, so real fast I'm going to go through that. After I layered that first mauve shade, I used that exact same Morphe brush and I went into this deeper mauve shade in the Tartelette and Bloom palette. It's called Rebel, and I put that on the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner and blended that out. I did that on both sides. I went in with that color twice, just on the outer corner and the inner corner. And then I went back in with this light mauve shade that we used the first time, and I put that right over top of the darker mauve shade and just concentrated that on the outer corner and the inner corner so that the look would have an overall pink look rather than this deeper mauvish brown look. Then I went into my Naked 2 palette. I actually really don't like this palette. I never ever reach for this palette. I just don't think they're very pigmented. They're just definitely not the best shadows that I've used. But I did want to use a really light shimmer shade, and this was right under my Tartelette and Bloom palette in my makeup collection, so I did grab this. And I went in with the brush that it comes with, and I used this smaller end, and I went into Booty Call, which is this third shade, and then I started to build that color only in the center of the lid. So I got the color on my brush, sprayed my brush with MAC Fix Plus just to intensify the color a little bit, and then I started just pressing that, not wiping it, but just pressing it onto the center of my lid to create that halo look. And then when I got the color to the intensity that I wanted it, I went back in with that Morphe M33 that we used for the mauve shades, and I buffed out the edges of the center color so that there weren't any harsh lines. When you do buff out the corners like that, it can lessen the intensity of the center shade. So I went back into the Naked 2 palette with Booty Call and placed that again on the center of my lid, and then buffed out the edges, and you can just do that until you get the look that you desire. So the only other thing I'm going to do to my eyes before I finish the rest of my face is take this Essence eyeliner and just place that lightly on my waterline just to kind of brighten up the look a little bit. Okay, now to do the rest of my face, I'm going to keep you zoomed in a little bit more than usual. Tell me if you guys like being zoomed in like this so you can really see, or if you prefer the farther away. Okay, next for foundation, I'm using the Sephora Wonderful Cushion Foundation. I really like this foundation. It's very, very lightweight. If you're someone that just likes very minimal makeup, I think you would really like this. It's kind of like a tinted moisturizer, except without the moisturizer, you know what I'm saying? But it has that type of coverage, very, very sheer coverage. I love it for summer when I don't want to wear a lot of makeup, but just kind of even out my skin tone a little bit. And I'm just using my beauty blender to apply this. I like it because it has a very natural, kind of dewy finish, but it still shows like your skin through it. It still shows like the freckles on my nose and stuff. It just looks really natural. Then a product that I used in that video that I don't use like day to day is this NYX Wonder Stick. This is the first contouring product that I ever got. I love this thing. One half is contour. You can see mine's almost gone and it's fallen out a million times, so it's crooked. One half is contour and the other half is like a highlight. So I'm just gonna do a light contour of my cheekbones. I think that that's all I did in that video. I don't always contour my cheekbones. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on my forehead too. I don't always do this. Oh, I think I did contour my nose a little bit in that video, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I never contour my nose. Never. But if you want to get crazy with it, this is really awesome for contouring as well, especially when it's new, because they come with like really awesome points on them. Mine is obviously worn down, but you can see that it still works really well. So that's how fast it is to contour your nose with this product. So if you're someone that loves contouring or contours like your nose on the daily, you might really like this product. Then I'm just taking that same beauty blender and I'm blending that out. And when I blend out my contour, I push it up into the skin because I don't want it to fall below this line, because then kind of defeats the purpose of a contour. You want it to stay really sharp and give the illusion of more cut cheekbones. So if you bring it down, it's going to start looking muddy and it's going to bring the look of your cheekbone down. before I go in with any powder, I did use a liquid highlight in that video. These are the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops, and mine are in the Sade. Why do I always say that? Every time I go to say this name, I say Sade. Mine are in the shade Celestial. And I'm just going to take the applicator that they come with, and I'm just going to put some of that out right on my cheeks. And I normally use the same beauty blender, but today I have the one that I used last time, and it already has a bunch of glitter on it. So I'm just going to use that. It is damp, and then I'm just going to blend these out. I love this highlight, but you got to blend these things out fast because they dry fast. And then it looks like you just have like stripe on your face. But they are really, really pretty, so I love these Cover FX drops. And a little bit of these goes a long way. These will last me like the rest of my life. Isn't that highlight so pretty? I love highlighted, fresh looking skin, especially in summer. Oh, I think it's so pretty. So then I'm gonna take that sponge and just do some leftover on my forehead and my chin. Just gonna take my finger and dab the top of the bottle right here. I'm gonna take that and just put the smallest spot on the very tip of my nose, and I'm just gonna blend that in with my finger so that it doesn't get everywhere. And then I'm gonna do a little bit down the top of the bridge of my nose. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put my concealer on. Okay, so now we're gonna attempt to put some concealer on around this highlight. So that should be interesting. So I guess we're just gonna do a little bit of concealer today. So I'm gonna put a dot on each corner, which is what I did in the video too. I think I just used like very minimal. Just gonna put a little bit on my nose, and then if I need to, I'll go over it with that highlight again. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever forgotten to put on my concealer. I am going to drag that down my face just like I normally would. And then if I get any of it over the highlight, I'll just retouch it. Okay, so it didn't mess up my highlight really. I'm going to grab that beauty blender that I did use for the highlight, and I'm just going to go back over the highlighted areas just in case the concealer did cover any of it. Next, I'm going to take my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes and my entire face with that. Next, I'm going to take my bronzer, which is the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer in the shade Golden Days. I love this bronzer. It's like literally the only bronzer I use. And I'm taking my Morphe M527 brush and using that for bronzer. I just like to go back over it with my damp beauty blender, kind of press it into the skin a little bit more, and it kind of smooths it out as well. I used the Makeup Revolution blush palette. This is in Hot Spice, and for my blush I mixed these bottom two shades down here, and I'm going to apply that with my Morphe E3 brush. Before I finish the rest of my eyes, I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus and just spray my entire face with that. I love this stuff. It's good. For mascara today, I'm going to use this one by Tarte. It's their Tarteist mascara. I applied mascara to my top and bottom lashes. And then to finish off the look for my lips, I'm going to take the ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in Midi, and I'm going to apply that to my lips, just kind of keeping with the muted pastel pinky tone. Okay guys, so that is the completed look. Just very bronzed, a very glowy, very muted pastel. I really love how it turned out. It matches my grandma shirt perfectly. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And remember, you are beautiful, you're a blessing, and I am so thankful for you. Bye. Today I'm going to walk you through step by step how I did my own lash lift or lash